Sairam. Sairam, thank you all so much for joining us today for the Kansas Sci Center's 28th anniversary celebrations. We'll be following the agenda as sent in the email. Sairam, thank you all so much for joining us today for the Kansas Sci Center's 28th anniversary celebrations. We'll be following the agenda as sent in the email. We'll be starting off with the 3 ohms. So much for joining us today for the Kansas Sci Center's 28th anniversary celebrations. We'll be following the agenda as sent in the email. We'll be starting off with the 3 ohms.
Sairam? Sairam. I think
okay,
now we are okay. All right. We'll start with 3 ohms and Ganapat Pratana. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananam Tvam Ganapati Bhavamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanaspatana Srunvanno Sadhanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Birvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Sairam, thank you all so much for joining us today for the Kansas Sci Center's 28th anniversary celebrations. So I just want to do a kind reminder to make sure that everyone is on mute, and please stay on mute. So Sairam, I would like to introduce our guest speakers for the Kansas Sci Center's 28th anniversary celebrations tonight. It is Brother Bharat Dutt. Brother Bharat was drawn into Swami's presence for 12 years from 1982 to 1994, spanning from 11th grade to his master's in biosciences at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prashanthi Nilayam campus. Following post-graduation, he worked as faculty and later at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences in Puttaparthi. During his time, Brother Bharat was an integral part of the Prashanthi Mandir Bhajan group, where he sang bhajans in front of Swami daily from 1984 to 1994. He was also a part of a number of devotional music programs performed at Guru Purnima, Mahashivaratri, Swami's birthday, and others. He played in many recordings and performances, including Ramakada and Sai Kada, and background music for many dramas directed by the Lord himself. With Swami's blessings, Brother Bharat also had the opportunity to accompany on the harmonium great artists like M.S. Subbalakshmi, P. Susila, B. Leela, Malaysia Vasudevan, Pandit Jesraj, and Pandit Bhishman Joshi. He also accompanied the jazz trumpeter Menard Ferguson on the piano and the accordion. Brother Bharat has great passion for the bhajan genre and the fusion of Western and Hindustani to augment devotion. He has also sang and produced 3 bhajan albums, Echoes of the Past, Eternal Quest, and My Soul at Your Lotus Feet. Currently, he resides in New Orleans, Louisiana, and is the director of perfusion services at the Children's Hospital of New Orleans. Now, I would like to virtually hand over the mic to Brother Bharat. Sairam.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave My pranams at Swami's lotus feet. Respected elders, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the young boy who gave me the kind introduction. Um, I want to start with a story, which is my disclaimer. We were going to Kodaikanal in Swami's car, and on the way, we approached Bandipur forest, and 5 kilometers from a village, he got out of the car and sat with us in a big bus. And as we proceeded to the next village, he saw all the villagers prostrating before his car, folding hands, and Swami looked at us and said, "Boys, what is this lesson you are learning?" We said, "Swami, the lesson we are learning is those people are fools. They are folding hands in the car, which you're not there, you're sitting with us." And Swami said, "No, no, no. My lesson to you here is that you are all zero and I am the hero. So as you add all the zeros in front of one, you become a million. And you are $1 million with Baba. Without him, you're a zero." So I appreciate the introduction by the young gentleman, but really I'm nobody but Swami's student, and I'm here today to share some stories, some kind experiences that Bhagwan blessed me with. And let me start with my story of how I came to Swami. A lot of people have been devotees of Bhagwan in their family for many, many, many years. They've had a lot of great karma praying for generations to Swami, Shirdi Baba, Satya Sai Baba. Well, my family was not at all like that. We didn't know who Sai Baba was. And our journey with Swami started in 1982. And Bhagwan always tells us it is his sankalpa. When it is his sankalpa, nothing can prevent that from happening. And this is what happened with my family. It was 1982 and Swami was visiting New Delhi. It so happened I was in grade 10 and my brother and mom were in New Delhi because he was writing the Armed Forces exam to get into the Indian Military Academy. My family has been in the army for generations to come. In fact, ours is the first generation which is not in the army. My family has been in the army for 200 years. And as was the tradition, my brother was in New Delhi writing the exam. And we got a phone call from Colonel Berry, who is my father's classmate. And he said, "Sai Baba is staying in my home and you must come and see Sai Baba." So my father replied to him that he was in Kashmir with me, but my wife and my elder son are going to come to your house. So my mother and my brother arrived at Colonel Berry's house in 1982 and sat in the living room of Colonel Berry sipping cokes. And Swami walked out of the interview room inside one of the bedrooms where he was giving an interview to a family. And he immediately walked straight to my mother and almost as if he knew her all her life. And he said, "Kab aaya ma?" In Hindi, he said, "When did you come?" "Dusra beta kahan hai?" His second sentence in Hindi was, where is your second son? And his third sentence was, "Bring both your sons to Puttaparthi, Swami will give admission." And he walked away. This was my introduction to Bhagwan. And it was his grace that he decided, his sankalpa was there, that the Dutt family is going to be Swami's devotees. So what I want to share, the lesson here is not that I am a great guy or my family is very great. The lesson here is it is a privilege to know about Bhagwan. There are 7 billion people on this earth, but not everyone knows about Bhagwan. Not everyone has faith in him. Not everyone has the opportunity to know about his divinity. So we are all blessed and fortunate that we have had a chance to know who he is, to understand what he's all about. And I'm here to share a few experiences with you all about how I came to Bhagwan. So when after this experience, my mother was very moved. She came back to Kashmir. She picked me up, and we all left for Puttaparthi. And we arrived at Prashanti Nilayan. There were sands at the time during darshan, and Swami, the very first morning, called us for an interview. And then he said, Swami will give admission. You have to study for entrance exam. And my first interaction with Bhagwan was very moving experience. You could feel the power of his love. And however, I was a 14-year-old boy, and as Swami says, we have what we call monkey mind. So after my first interview with Bhagwan, um, in which he told me, Bharat, no one is your friend. All old friends are gone. Swami is your only friend. Swami is in you, with you, around you, and he is your only friend. So no contact with your old friends. They are bad company, Swami said. And I heard that and I agreed. And as I walked out of the interview room, um, and the beautiful experience of Swami's interactions, I had my dinner, my monkey mind started playing tricks on me. And so I thought to myself that I had this old friend of mine by the name of Sarabjit Singh, and maybe I should just write a letter, a last farewell letter to him before I decided to cut off from my friends. And so I went to the post office. I got what is called an inland letter form, a blue piece of paper, and I took it with me next morning for darshan. And while I was waiting for Swami's darshan, I wrote a letter to him, a farewell letter. And then Swami came out, and I promptly forgot about my activity in writing the letter. So I closed the book in which the letter was. And of course, the very next, that very moment, Bhagwan called us for interview again. And in that interview, there's an outside interview room and there's an inner interview room. So in the outside interview room, Bhagwan talks to the families together, and then he takes them one by one to the inner interview room. So he took our family to the inner interview room, and as soon as he saw me walk in, he looked at my book and he asked me, "Ye kya hai Ra?" He said in Hindi, "What is this?" And he took the book away from me. And then I thought he was asking about the book, so I was going to say, "Swami, it is a Bhajnavali." He opened the book and he took the letter out from that Bhajnavali, and he told me, "Swami is also postman, Ra. Swami is also postman." And he took that letter and he put it on his table. And then he continued with the interview with my family. And of course, I was very embarrassed because Swami had told me not to have contact, and I had written a letter. At the end of the interview to our family, we all got up, took namaskar, and we were going to go. And Bhagwan looked at me and said, "Not you, not you. Sit down," he said. So I sat down, and the rest of my family went outside. And then he kept staring at me. And I don't know if any of you have had that experience. When Bhagwan is quiet and he stares at you, you are actually afraid. You don't know what is happening, So I was like, my hands were folded and I kept looking at him. And then he looked at me, he looked deep in my eyes and he says, "You don't believe Swami is God." So immediately I folded my hands and I said, "Swami, how can you say that? I am going to be a student. How can I not?" He says, "No, no, no, no. You don't believe that I am God. Let me show you something." And then he waved his hand and he created a photograph. And that photograph was my last day in Kashmir, my last school day. where I played hooky from school, and I went with my this friend of mine who I was writing a letter to behind a cinema hall, and both of us were smoking cigarettes. And he had that picture in his hand. And the moment I saw that picture, I completely broke down into tears, and I realized that I am sitting in front of no other than the God of the universe, who is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. And a lot of people ask me these questions, how did your faith in Swami grow? Well, there was no growth. This was it. I knew that Bhagwan was God, and I had this great opportunity because of my parents to be with him. Even though my family was in the army, my mother was very religious. We had a camp. My father was a commander of a regiment, and we had a camp with a temple. We had Hanuman as Ish Devata, so every Tuesday we would go to the temple. Every Thursday we would go to the Gurdwara. Every Friday we would go to the masjid. So my mother was very religious, and I think because of her yearning for God is why we as a whole, as a family, came to Bhagwan. And so my journey started with Swami. And as Swami says, Swami always is trying to make us into Bangaru, what he calls gold, Bangaru. And we are imperfect beings, and a lot of times we don't understand what he is trying to do to us. And here is my journey of how he started. But like I said, when he has sankalpa, when he has thought about something, he has decided and he's made a decision, nothing can ever change or alter that decision. So I tell you, folks, that always have faith in him. Don't presume to think that you know everything. All you need is faith in Bhagwan and love for him, and he takes care of everything. And when I was talking about Sankalpa, you've heard this big Sufi. Malikul Mulk, Malikul Mulk, La Sharika Lahu, Wahdahu, La ilaha illahu. शम्स कमरे गरखुदार तलबी शम्स तबरे गरखुदा तलबी खुशबू खुआला खुशबू आला इल्लाहु अल्लाहु 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 अल्लाहु. Bhagwan is permeated in every inch and every minute atom of this world. He knows everything. And he has your goodwill in his heart. But we, as human beings, don't always understand that divinity. And so, when Bhagwan told me, I am going to give you admission, you should study hard for your entrance exam, my monkey mind started playing tricks. You see, I'm a 15-year-old. I am from the army. I have a very cushy and comfortable life. My father had 2 orderlies. They would polish my shoes, take me to school, take me for swimming. I would get up early in the morning, but it was for horse riding. not to attend Suprabhatam. So my mind was that somehow my monkey mind was telling me I should disengage from this exercise of being in Swami school and go back to Kashmir with my father. My brother can be with Swami. That's what I thought. And so in my mind, I thought I have to write an English exam, a science exam, and a math exam, entrance exam. So I decided that for somehow I would fail in my math exam. I would make sure I would fail by not studying. So in his graciousness, Bhagwan would always come in the darshan line. Even when he was not calling us for interview, he would ask me, Bharat, how are you studying? Are you prepared for your exam? And I had my math and science syllabus book, but inside the book I had Amar Chitra Katha. And I was reading the comics and not actually studying for my exam because my strategy was that this is how I will fail, and then I can go back with my father. And so the day of my examination came, and my father took me to the higher secondary school. And in the morning, there was an English exam, which I aced. I was from a middle class family. We speak English at home. Our English is pretty good. It's hard for me not to do well in an English exam. So I did great in my English exam in the morning. I came out for lunch, had a picnic lunch with my father in the lawn in the front. And my father was very nervous. You could see that. He asked me multiple times, are you prepared, especially for your math exam? And I said, Dad, don't worry. I got it all figured out. And of course, my mind was telling me that I had it all figured out that I could go back to Kashmir. But little did I know. And lunch got over, and we walked up 3 flights of stairs upstairs. And as soon as I reached the third floor, I noticed that my examination room was closed. And a lot of my co students were milling around outside the door and not knowing what was happening. So I asked one of the students, What is happening? He said, We don't know, but our exam room is locked. So everyone said, Okay, guys, let's line up. The examiner will soon be coming. Let's all line up. So we lined up waiting for the examiner. And suddenly, Mr. Shivaram Krishnaya, who was our vice principal at the time, right now, he's the principal at the high school, came running upstairs and he said, Boys, 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 I have some news for you. Bhagwan has sent word that for the 11th grade, you will only be marked for your English exam. There will be no math and science exam. And as soon as I heard that, I was completely deflated. I didn't understand what was going on. My entire plan was altered. Whatever my strategy was had backfired. And so I went down, and my father said, What happened? I said, There's no math and science exam. Let's go home. We went home, freshened up, went for evening darshan, and Bhagwan called us for an interview. And as soon as I walked inside the interview room door, he looked at me and he asked me, How was your math and science exam, Ra? And, and my mother was prodding me and saying, Why is he asking you that? You didn't have any math and science exam. I said, Mom, don't even talk about it because I'm very upset. But this is how Bhagwan, has made that decision. So you think in your limited thinking that you can change it, that's not going to happen. He has already decided. And you would be a fool to try to combat that, which was what I was trying to do, or my mind was trying to do that. And so I got admission into Swami school, and that started the great journey with Bhagwan. Every morning, our relationship with Swami was very different in 1980, 83 to 90. It was very informal. A lot of times, Bhagwan would come to me and say, Don't go to school tomorrow, come for darshan. Or he would say, Don't go to college, I'm coming to hostel. And so we would go to warden with a sick letter and say, Sir, we are sick and will not go to college. And Bhagwan would come and speak with us for hours and hours and hours together. So it was a wonderful time with Swami, a lot of lessons learned when I was a young man. When I first started in high school, I was a little tubby and chubby. So Bhagwan used to call me Pakoda. And I don't know if anyone has, any of one of you have gone to Puttaparthi in that time. There was a gentleman who owned a Sindhi gentleman who owned all the stores in the ashram, and he was called Mr. Khayalas. And so Mr. Khyaldas would sit on the side and I would sit next to him, and Swami would come out of the interview room door and he would look at Mr. Khyaldas and he'll say, Bada Pakoda? And he'll look at me and he'll say, Chota Pakoda. And this continued for a long time until I got very upset with Swami. I said, Swami, you're embarrassing me. In front of everyone, you're calling me Pakoda. That's not very nice. So I'm going to do something about it. At that time, also my interest in music had started getting generated as a tool to get close to Bhagwan. My grandmother was a classical pianist. She taught me piano when I was, starting from age 4. I had some background in keyboards. So I had started learning harmonium. So I decided I'll kill two birds with one stone. I will learn harmonium and I'll skip lunch because there was no time between hostel and school and college. There was a very limited time, so I started skipping lunch and dinner, only having breakfast. Lunch, I would go to the music room, I would practice harmonium. Dinner, I would skip dinner, practice harmonium. And around this time, Bhagwan went to Brindavan. He went to Brindavan for about a month and he came back. And by the time he came back, I had lost 30-40 pounds. So he came out of the interview room door, he saw me and he said, Pakoda, kya ho gaya? Tum pakoda se bhaji ban gaya. He said, and then he looked at Warden and he said, Warden, come here. This boy's parents are coming in a week. I want you to fatten him up. So I had to literally every lunch and every dinner serve my food, but go to the warden's room, sit on the floor and eat food in front of him for the next week until my parents came. And this was Bhagwan's grace on us. He played his Leela. He was playing with us, but he was also showing his care and his magnificence and his care for all of us. I remember that myself and a few others were the first North Indian boys in Bhagwan's hostel. So he made sure that he called the warden in front of all of us and he asked the menu. He wanted to know every menu item from Monday to Friday. And then when it was all over, listening to all that, he said, what is this rice and idli every other day? These boys are from North India. You have to give them chapati. So because of us, chapati came on the menu. A lot of North Indian dishes like paneer came on the menu. So Bhagwan had he took care of little details like that and showed his care. And so started my journey with Bhagwan in music. In fact, I remember how I started playing harmonium and learning how to sing bhajans, learning a little bit of music, is that he called me one day in front of the VIPs and he asked me, what is your name? And see, Bhagwan would never always call me by my name. It would either be Pakoda or he'd call me Harmonium Boy or Kashmir Boy or something like that, but he would never call me by my name. So the day he called me, he asked me, what is your name? And I said, Swami, my name is Bharat. And he said, what does that mean? I said, Swami, Rama's brother. He says, no. What does Bharat stand for? I said, Swami, Dushyant's son. He says, I'm not asking you about history. What is the meaning of your name? And I said, Swami, you tell me. I don't know my meaning of my name. He says, Bharat means the perfect balance between bhava, raga, and tala. And then he called our music teacher and asked him to teach me some music. And that's started my journey with Bhagwan. Plenty of experiences, just to looking back at the opportunity to sing in front of him was amazing. But it was important to me to sit in Bhajan Hall and sing in front of Swami. But at the end of the day, it was a blessing, his blessing and grace. Because what I have today is my connection with Swami. Bhajan to me is my connection with Swami. So even though I'm sitting in New Orleans, Louisiana, I can connect with him by just singing a bhajan. So he conferred that grace on me that here, you sing bhajan. Because you know what? One day you will be in America and you will need to connect with me through bhajan. That was his blessing on me. Speaking of bhajan, one day I came early. It was darshan time, and I came early, and I was sitting in bhajan hall, and Bhagwan came out early, and I was the only boy in the hall. So he asked me, "Why did you come early? Jaldi क्यों आया?" He said in Hindi. I said, "Swami, or and आगे क्यों बैठा है? Why are you sitting in the front?" I said, "Swami, I'm a bhajan boy. That's why I'm sitting in the front." "Oh, singer?" I said, "Yes, Swami, singer." He said, "Singer, sinner." He said. So immediately there were a lot of ladies already sitting in the bhajan. They started laughing, you know. And Bhagwan, in his grace, always speaks up for his students. He said, "Hey, no musko," he said, "keep quiet." He is part-time singer and part-time sinner. You're a full-time sinner, he said. And then he sat down on the footstool and he started talking to me. He started talking to me about bhajan, what needs to be done, what do he asked me, what do you want to learn from Swami today? I said, Swami, teach me how I can sing bhajan to you. And then Bhagwan said, bhajan is bhava, raga, and tala. If you don't practice and make your raga and tala perfect, it should be so perfect that you could do it in sleep. And when you are perfect in your raga and tala, you can focus on bhava. You can focus on Bhagwan. Don't worry about the millions of people who are sitting outside or in the bhajan hall. You are singing for Bhagwan. So focus your attention on Bhagwan. Another time he told us, what is the difference between bliss and bhajan? And no one was able to answer that question. And Bhagwan said, Bharat, you remember how you sang Pratha Smaranam Bhajan for me last morning? And how you were carried away and entranced with Bhagwan's feeling? That 1 minute of feeling of Swami's devotion. If you extend that 1 minute to eternity, that is bliss. And because you can do it for 1 minute shows you have the capability. So we have to work on making that 1 minute eternity. And about this time, I had, a couple of beautiful experiences with Swami, which I want to share with you all. Still have time, or are we? Do we still have?
Yes.
Yeah, you still got around 25 more minutes.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. So I wanted to share a couple of my beautiful experiences with Bhagwan related to bhajans, but also related to just his relationship with me. And a lot of people ask me, how do you describe Bhagwan's relationship? It is hard because he was sometimes a mother, sometimes a strict father, and sometimes a friend. But it was just a very evolving relationship. And as it happens, Swami is for everybody. He's not, I don't own him, no one owns him. So there always comes a time where, Swami has to pay attention to the rest of the world. And that's what happened with me, is that as frequently as he used to talk to me and interact with me, that stopped. And so for almost about 5 or 6 months, Swami did not speak to me. He would, we called it, cold storage, or different names for it. But Swami basically stopped talking to me, and I felt very bad. And in fact, my classmates used to tell me, Bharat, please don't sit next to me, because if you sit next to me, Bhagwan will not come here. So please sit on that side. please, so that Swami can at least come and I can take namaskar. That's how much Swami was avoiding me. And again, it's a lesson for all of us. And one day, I came late for the bhajan, and I was sitting in front of the garage in the back. I closed my eyes, and in the deepest recesses of my being, I thought, Bhagwan, it doesn't matter if you don't talk to me. I still love you. With all my heart, I love you. And I looked up, and Aarti was going on, and Bhagwan was standing right there on the steps. And he called me and he said, Parents kab aata hai? I said, Swami, I don't know. Kal aata hai. College nahi jana. Mandir aao, interview dega. Come to the mandir, I will give you interview, he said. And this was related to a lot of things which were happening. Our relationship was very informal with Swami. And about a year ago, I had this fad that Swami should create a watch for me. And every time Bhagwan would ask me, Bharat, what do you want? And I would say, Swami, I want watch. And then he would turn to my mother and he would ask, Ma, kya chahiye? What do you want? And my mother would say, Swami, I want you. Then Swami would say, see, right answer. And then he would create diamond earrings for my mother. This kept on happening for many interviews. He would ask me, what do you want? I would say, Swami, I want watch. Bhagwan would ask my mother, what do you want? She would say, Swami, I want you. He would hit me on my head, said, see, right answer. And someone else would get something. But I would not get anything. So I decided to change my strategy. So next time Swami called me for interview, he asked me, what do you want? I said, Swami, I want you. And then he hit me on my head and he says, Donna pota. You are not telling the right thing because you want watch, he said. And then I forgot about it. And I went through this freeze period where Bhagwan stopped talking to me. And then this event occurred where he finally talked to me after 6 months. And of course, by that time, I had forgotten everything about what I wanted from Swami. I wanted a watch, this, that. And the next morning, I was called in for interview with my family. And the first thing Bhagwan did is he waved his hand and he created a watch for me. And he said, watch your words, actions, thoughts, character, and heart. That is what watch stands for. And obviously, I was not ready. I was not ready for Bhagwan to give me that watch. I was not ready to watch my words, actions, thoughts, character, and heart. When I was, Bhagwan gave it to me. And then he said, this is your connection to me. So whenever you are in trouble, whenever you call my name, this is my connection to you. So sweet. And I broke that watch, he gave me another one. I broke that watch, he gave me another one. I broke another watch, he gave me another one. So when you are prepared and you're ready, Bhagwan gives you that grace. But you need to let him make that decision. Sooner and near the end, let me sing one bhajan for everybody. Is there anyone who wants to hear something? Yes, please, tell me.
Guru Varanam.
Guru
And
Varanam.
also, Sai Ram brother, if you can sing Vinnati Suno Mere Sai Bhagwan.
Let us sing Guru Varanam because it is
After that.
very old Brindavan composition. One of the earliest bhajans composed by Sonam Bhai in Brindavan was Guru Varnam Pavan Nam, and it's beautiful bhajan. Guru Varnam Pavan Nam, Guru Varnam Pavan Nam, Sadguru Nam, Guru Nanak Nam, Sadguru Nam, Guru Nanak Nam, Guru Varanam Satguru Sai Baba Guru Varna Pavanana Satguru Guru Nanak Guru Varna Pavanana Satguru Sai Baba Satguru Sai Baba Guru Varna
Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful. Thank you.
No, welcome. Thank you, Sairam. So, for these bhajans, like I told you, is my connection, our connection to Swami. And with this bhajan, I want to share with you it is so powerful. Bhajan means bhaja and jana. So yeah, I'm sitting in my home singing alone. That is not bhajan. But when I connect with you either in a hall or via Zoom, that is bhajan because it involves the jana. And what happens in a bhajan is all our souls merge together in our energies to Swami. Swami is that primal energy, and we are merging with him in that bhajan. That's why bhajans are so powerful when we are all singing together rather than alone. So with this bhajans, I had a beautiful experience with Bhagwan. I had fallen sick, I had fever, and I had the flu. And so I was told by our physician not to leave the hospital because I was infectious, I was in isolation, I was sleeping in the hostel. And the boys went for darshan, came back and told me, Bharat, you know what happened today? I said, no, what happened? Your parents came and your brother and your family got called for interview. I felt very bad. So I said, okay. I asked my brother what happened. He said, we got called for interview and my parents are going to be there for another week. I said, okay. How are you feeling? Dad and mom are asking, how are you feeling? Okay. Second day, also, I had high fever. So I did not go for darshan. Second day also, when the boys came back, they said, Bharat, do you know what happened? I said, no. So your family got called for interview. So now I started feeling really bad. So my God, I'm missing all these interviews. So I went to the warden and I said, sir, I need to go. My parents are being called for. And he said, no, you're infectious. You need to go and ask the physician. So I went to the physician. He said, no, you cannot go. At least 4 days you have to stay in the hospital. So I stayed back. Boys came back to me. They asked me again, you know what happened? I said, don't tell me. He said, yes, your parents got called for an interview. 3 days in a row. So finally, on the 4th day, I was feeling very, very unhappy and pining for Swami. And I said, you know what? I'm going to break some rules here. I'm going to go for darshan and bhajans. I'm going to go. But, by the time I made the decision, I was late. I did come quite early, but, I took a Crocin, which is like a Tylenol in India. And I reached the bhajan hall. And Swami had come out early, called everyone for interview early, and the doors were closed. So now I was completely devastated. 4th day in a row, Swami has called my family for interview, and I'm missing it. So, and that time, Sonam Bhai was sitting in front, and with the harmonium, he gave it to me, and he said, "You sing second bhajan after Ganesh." So, in my fervor, my calling out to the Lord, I sang a bhajan. I don't know if you've heard it in Rakshiv Ranjani. Sai Govinda, Sai Gopal, Tere bina Sai sab hai andhera. तेरे बिना साई सब है I was crying. My fervor was coming out. I was asking, why, Swami, why did you not let me in? And as I finished my bhajan, the other boys tapped me on my shoulder. And and I looked up and I see my brother standing on the door. You see, when Swami takes people for interview and the door closes, it almost never ever opens again until all the interviews were over. But at this time, the door opened in the middle of the interview. My brother came out. He called me. He said, Swami is calling you. Come inside. And I was ecstatic. I just ran inside. Bhagwan ignored me, as is his style. He completely ignored me. But I was thrilled to just be inside the room. I was just in bliss. And the time came when Bhagwan took us to the inner interview room. He talked to my father about some finances and his retirement and all that family stuff which Swami talks about. And then just before he was leaving, he looked at my mother and he said, देखो माँ, तुम्हारा बेटा इतना अच्छा गाया. Your son, translation, sang so well. इतना अच्छा गाया कि भगवान को भी बुला लिया. He sang so well that even Swami was drawn to him. And then he looked at my father and he said, my intention was not to have this boy in the interview room today. But he sang with so much fervor, calling, and devotion that I had no other choice but to bring him inside. Now, the sum of the story is not that I'm a great singer, because it's not. The sum of the story is that is how powerful a bhajan is. That you can call Bhagwan wherever you are in the world and he will arrive in front of you with the strength of your calling and your devotion. That is what, ladies and gentlemen, we are capable of. All of us are capable of. If we do that with that bhava, raga, and tala, that bhakti, which we all talk about. Therefore, I tell you, even if you're sitting in front of Kansas City Sai Center and singing a bhajan, believe that you are in front of the Lord and singing. Believe with that devotion and sing to Him, and He will come. That's how powerful bhajan is. And so, this was a story I really wanted to share with all of you. And to sum it up, I would like to sing another bhajan for you guys. I don't know if you have heard Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purak. It is, Gurbani in my language, in Punjabi. And it's a beautiful Gurbani, and it tells you the one Omkar is Satnam, the good name. Satnam is Satya Sai Baba. Satya Sai Baba. Ek Onkara Satnam, Karta Purak. He does everything. And let me just sing that for you, and we will finish with that. And what I want to tell all of you is a lot of people I meet, whether it's at work or as friends or neighbors, are very nervous nowadays with the COVID-19 pandemic. I tell you, have faith in Bhagwan. He will take care of us. He always does, and He will take care of us even now. Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purak Nirpar Nirvay Akal Noor Ajani Se Bhan Guru Prasad Jap Adi Sat Juga सच है भी सच। गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत। गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत। गुरु मेरा देवा अलका भेदा, गुरु मेरा देवा अलका भेदा। सर्व पूजा चरण गुरु सेवा, ओ सर्व पूजा चरण गुरु सेवा। गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत। वाहे गुरु वाहे गुरु जी बोलो सतनाम 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 जी। नित नित जपिए तेरे नाम जी, बोलो सतनाम 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 जी। वाहे गुरु जी बोलो सतनाम 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 जी। राम 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 जी बोलो, राम 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 जी बोलो। नित नित जपिए राम नाम जी, नित नित जपिए राम नाम जी। कृष्ण 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 जी बोलो, कृष्ण 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 जी बोलो। नित नित जपिए कृष्ण नाम जी, नित नित जपिए कृष्ण नाम जी। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय। राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। वाहे गुरु जी बोलो सतनाम 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 जी। Sai Ram, and thank you very much.
So, Sai Ram brother, do you sing one more bhajan for all of us?
Of course. What bhajan would you like me to sing?
We are thinking of Vinnati Suno Mere Sai Bhagwan. I think you only sang that bhajan. What your signature?
Let me sing you something else because that's very slow bhajan. Is that okay?
Okay.
Can I sing something else?
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't know. You have to tell us.
Okay.
There are some more people are here, Sai students. I think Srinivas Uni, can you suggest
Srinivas
anything?
Uni is there.
There's Srinivas.
Yes.
Sairam. Can you unmute him? Or?
Yes. I'm here.
Sairam?
Yes, I am here.
Is on? Yeah.
You want me to sing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are. Do you? Yes, yes. Can you suggest
Can I go ahead?
one bhajan for Bharat? Yeah.
I will sing you
after
Vinnati
him.
Suno Mere Sai
He
Bhagwan.
wants you to choose one.
No. Sorry.
Vinnati Suno.
Vinnati
Yeah.
Suno, I
Lakshmi?
sing, you know, the
We want
Vinnati
that,
Suno.
yeah.
Lakshmi, please let Bharat,
Yes.
brother
This side.
Bharat, let him
This
finish
side. Okay.
his
We
bhajan.
got
Don't
it.
talk, Sai
No,
Ram.
he is only asking. He wants interaction.
So, Sairam,
More like a interaction session. So,
Bharat ji, Sairam, do you know, can you sing Humko Tumse Pyar Kitna? No?
You need orchestration for that, ma'am. So let me.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Let me sing Lagale Man Sai Bhajan Se Preet. Have
Okay.
you guys heard that bhajan?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Whatever you feel.
It is in Rag Band. पल पल अवसर बीतो जाए जाती उमरिया भी शरण पकड़ ले साई प्रभु के तेरे सब दुख जाए भी लगा ले मन साई भजन से लगा ले मन साई भजन से मात पिता सुत बांधव नारी मात पिता सुत बांधव नारी सब तो दिन के नीर समझ साई भजन से लगा ले मन साई भजन से साई प्रभु निज बंधु तुम्हारो साई प्रभु निज बंधु तुम्हारो सदा रहे तेरो नीर समझ साई भजन से लगा ले साई भजन से बोलो राम घनश्याम साई राम बोलो राम घनश्याम साई राम Thank you.
Sai Ram Bharat, can you sing that Soham bhajan that you sang other day and sent it to us?
Okay, I can sing Soham Soham Dhyan Karo.
Yes.
सोहम सोहम ध्यान करो सोहम सोहम ध्यान करो सद्गुरु साई ध्यान करो सद्गुरु साई ध्यान करो सोहम सोहम ध्यान करो सोहम ब्रह्मा सोहम विष्णु सोहम ब्रह्मा सोहम विष्णु सोहम साई ध्यान करो सोहम साई ध्यान करो सोहम सोहम ध्यान करो सोहम ब्रह्मा सोहम विष्णु Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my experiences with Bhagwan. And God bless everyone. And thank you for listening to me. Sairam.
Yeah. Sairam, brother.
Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. You're most
On behalf of our Cancer Science Center, we thank you from bottom of our hearts
you
for
don't need,
sharing such divine glimpses of divinity
you don't need
on
to.
the auspicious occasion of our Cancer Science Center's 28th anniversary. Thank you
Congratulations.
so much,
Congratulations. Sairam. Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Yes, Sairam. And we
Sairam,
have
brother.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Last year we heard you in Columbia, Missouri. In October,
Yes.
you came over there for the
Yeah.
25th anniversary.
Yes, yes, I remember. I remember.
We
Yeah,
met you there.
this is Srinivasan calling from Washington DC. Thank you very much भारत दत्त जी, बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन करके, आपका मजा आ गया।
बिल्कुल नहीं
अगली
सर।
बार कैंसर आऊंगा, आपसे जरूर सुनूंगा दोबारा।
क्यों नहीं? Anytime. Anytime. Okay, sir. Sairam. Sairam.
This is Lakshmi. Sairam, Bharatji, wonderful explanation of bhajanas. It was like a message, like Bhava, Raga and Tala. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I'm from Birmingham, so please, when you have a chance, if you're visiting, let us know. We'll be like honored to have you in Birmingham.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sairam. Sairam, everyone.
Yeah, Sairam, brother. Now I think we have two more Sai students here, Parthiva and Srinivas Iyuni. Yeah, can you please render a solo bhajan for us? Sairam.
You are asking me?
Yes, Srinivas and Parthiva.
Oh, you want
No, both
Srinivasan to sing?
each one of you, please render your own like a solo bhajan, like one each. We all want to listen from you.
So, since you asked for Vinati Suno Mera, I will do that. Is it okay?
Sure, perfect.
Okay.
Yes. Please.
विनती सुनो मेरे साईं भगवान, विनती सुनो मेरे साईं भगवान, दया करो मेरे साईं भगवान, दया करो मेरे साईं भगवान, विनती सुनो मेरे साईं भगवान, दया करो मेरे साईं भगवान, भक्त जनों के तुम हो प्राण, भक्त जनों के तुम हो प्राण, दीन दयाला करुणा निधान, दीन दयाला करुणा निधान, त्रिभुवन पाला प्राण पवित्रा, त्रिभुवन पाला प्राण पवित्रा, विनती सुनो मेरे साईं भगवान, दया करो मेरे साईं भगवान, भक्त जनों के तुम हो प्राण, दीन दयाला करुणा निधान, दीन दयाला करुणा निधान, त्रिभुवन पाला प्राण पवित्रा, त्रिभुवन पाला प्राण पवित्रा, विनती सुनो मेरे साईं भगवान, दया करो मेरे साईं भगवान।
Sairam, now we'll be having
Did you hear it?
Sairam, thank you.
Did you hear it?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, please go ahead. And after you and Srinivas, I think Parthiva, Heramalli, he is also here. We want to listen from you also. Let us, please, Srinivas, Iyuni, please go ahead.
Sairam, everybody able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
प्राण हो हमको तुमसे प्यार है we love you dear Sai we love you we love you dear Sai we love you నీవు లేని మా జీవనం నేరు లేని చేపవేదనం నీవు లేని మా జీవనం నేరు లేని చేపవేదనం నీ సన్నిధే మాకు పెన్నిధి నీ సన్నిధే మాకు పెన్నిధి నీదు చూపే ప్రాణ సమానం మీకు మాకు ఒకే బంధము మీకు మాకు ఒకే బంధము అది ప్రేమ బంధము हमको तुमसे प्यार कितना साई तुम ही जानते दिलों की धड़कन तुम हो साई तुम हमारे प्राण हो हमको तुमसे प्यार है वे लव यू Dear Swami, we love you. Dear Swami, we love you. Dear Swami.
Yes. Now I
Parthiva,
think,
next yours. Go ahead.
yes, Sairam, brother Parthiva, you please go ahead. We are all waiting for you to sing.
With the accordion, wow, bumper, bonus. Okay.
Om Shivaya, Om Shivaya, Om Shivaya, Om Shivaya, Om Shivaya, Shambho Shankara, Om Shivaya, Shambho Shankara, Om Shivaya, Shambho Shankara, Om Shivaya. Shambho Shankara Om Shivaya Sai Shankara Om Shivaya Sai Shankara Om Shivaya Om Shivaya Shambho Shankara Om Shivaya Shambho Shankara Om Shivaya Shambho Sai Shankara Om Shivaya Om Shivaya Om Shivaya Sairam.
Sairam, excellent.
So good.
Thank you so much.
So beautiful.
So now we'll be heading on to the next part of the program, which will consist of solo bhajan by Parthiva and Srinivas already done. Now we are getting blessings through video presentation by ardent Sai devotees, such as Dr. V. Mohan, Dr. William Harvey, Professor Anil Kumar, and Srimati Vijayalakshmi. Sri B. Raviteja, he plays flute, is a Mandir, Prashanti Mandir singer. And also Dr. Venkatrao and Srimati Lelani Nistala, and Whistle Wizard K. Shivaprasad Garu, and Gandikoti Aryama, who lives here in New Jersey. So I think, and also Sri G. Subramaniam and Sri, I think we have one nice composed bhajan by brother, I think Raviraj Nasri. He's from Mumbai. He pre-recorded his bhajan. He said he composed a special bhajan for our Sai Center on the auspicious occasion of 28th anniversary. So we compiled everything into a video presentation. And after that, I want some blessings for live from Kreta, Jayanti Mohan, whoever are there, like all are welcome to join, even Dr. I think Usha Garu is here, and Dr. Nandakumar. We want all of you to Nandakumar Reddy Garu. So please, 1 or 2 minutes blessing session will be followed by after this presentation. Yeah, so let us watch the video presentation now. Sai Ram.
Om Sri Sai Ram. At the outset, I offer my most humble, loving, and reverential pranams at the divine lotus feet of our Lord and Master, Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. I am Dr. V. Mohan. I am a diabetes specialist by profession. I am also honored to be a member of the Board of Trustees of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust at Prashanthi Nilayam. I bring to you greetings from Prashanthi Nilayam and all the members of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust, the Sri Satya Sai Seva organizations in India, and all our Sai brothers and sisters in India, to all our Sai brothers and sisters in United States in general, and to Kansas City in particular. I'm delighted to learn that you are celebrating the 28th anniversary of the Sai Center of Kansas. This is no mean achievement. It's very easy to start any organization or any institution, but to continue it beyond the Silver Jubilee and now to enter the 28th year shows how much of dedication, sacrifice, hard work, and commitment has gone into the Kansas Sai Center by all of you and by your predecessors. We are going through unprecedented times in the history of mankind through COVID-19. Unfortunately, many of our brothers and sisters have been affected by COVID, and many have died due to this disorder. Let us all pray to Bhagavan Baba that very soon the world will be rid of this menace forever, so that we can all get back to our lives. The post-Mahasamadhi period is a very trying and testing time for all Sai devotees, because this is where our faith will be tested again and again by our beloved Bhagavan. We should all consider ourselves extremely fortunate to have known the avatar of our times, to have lived in his time, to have seen him, to have heard him, to have taken Pada Namaskar from him, to have been personally guided by him, and first of all to have been chosen by him to be his worthy instrument, but for whom we would never have become his devotee in the first place. It is also beholden on us, therefore, as Sai ambassadors, to carry forward the mission of our beloved Bhagavan, the divine mission to improve the lives of everyone living on planet Earth, and to transform ourselves, and in that process transform others as well, and thereby ensure that the Swarna Yuga, or the golden age that our beloved Bhagavan has promised will be with us soon, becomes a reality. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate you all on the great work, the noble work that you are all doing, and pray to our beloved Bhagavan to continue to bless you and your families, to not only go through this very difficult time that we are passing through, but to give us the strength to increase the amount of work that we are doing and thereby earn his blessings. Nothing will please Bhagavan more than to see that the very principles which he has enunciated, so beautifully encapsulated in those 8 golden words: love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never, which is the quintessence of all his teachings. If we are able to practice this even to a small extent, this will transform not only our lives, that of our family, but also that of the society and the community and the world as a whole. And there will be peace in the world as assured by Bhagavan. So let me once again congratulate you on the 28th anniversary celebrations of the Kansas City and wish you all the very best going forward. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram. Acknowledging Bhagavan's divine presence and the constant protection and guidance he gives us, I offer heartfelt thanks and appreciation to him on behalf of all assembled by way of Zoom technology. We are assembled to mark the auspicious occasion of the 28th anniversary of Sathya Sai Center of Kansas City. Victoria and I have fond memories of our physical visits to the center. The light and spirit of devotion filled us with joy and shanti, such that it still serves us through recollection. Fellow devotees, each of us is so very blessed to have achieved our human birth in the same time span, overlapping the worldly incarnation of a Puna avatar. Our task is to find a way to continually remind ourselves of our single goal, the realization of our divine nature. And then we must steadfastly lead our lives in ceaseless pursuit of that goal. As we all know, one of the best ways of doing that is by actively participating in a Sathya Sai Center supported by the organization that the Lord himself established for our benefit. Unity, cooperation, tolerance for the views of others, compassion for the marginalized in our society, especially our sisters and brothers currently suffering the painful and life-threatening afflictions of hunger, inadequate shelter, and disease. Hence, we once again commit to remembering and practicing his teaching to love one another and to pray for the welfare of all the beings in all the worlds. Jai Sai Ram, and congratulations. In all the worlds. Jai Sai Ram, and congratulations.
Sairam, brother Aryama, I think Swami wants you to be on live. We're unable to hear your voice. Can you please unmute yourself? Sairam. Yeah, Sairam. I think he's here. I think we don't have to pre-record his message anyhow. So, Sairam, brother.
Lakshmi?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Lakshmi. Otherwise, forward it, and once brother joins, we can
listen from him.
Forward the video for now, and see the next one. The next video, we will get the audio.
So, are you able to? I think in the middle, Karthik, ever live lo unnara valdi pettu. So I think some of you are ready to give us blessings, right? So let us start with whoever are readily available. Please go ahead. I think Babana, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, please go ahead. We'll start with you. Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shanno Mitrashyam Varunaha. Shanno Bhavatparyama. Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi. Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Namo Brahmane. Namaste Vayo. Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami. Ratam Vadishyami. Satyam Vadishyami. Tanmamavatu. Tadbhaktaramavatu. Avatu Mam. Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As earlier distinguished guest said, we are very fortunate to be alive when Bhagavan Satyasai was present. I am from Visakhapatnam. Now presently I am living in Dallas, but I hail from Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, from Hindustan Shipyard, and we got our own industrial belt Satyasai Center, and we used to regularly conduct. Even today also they are continuing that particular trend. And as far as I am concerned, many congratulations this Kansas Satyasai Center. Lakshmi Turga is my cousin brother's daughter. I am so happy I visited her house from Dallas, and his husband Ramchandra, they're all absolutely my own family. She made me to talk with all of you devotees today. I'm so fortunate. In my case, let me tell you, many congratulations to the Cancer Center. That is 28 years means it's not a small thing. Great, great, great. As somebody has wished, we should see the Golden Jubilee and all these things in future. And as I'm concerned, I'm so fortunate. My son-in-law, Revinipati Venkata Sridhar, he was with Baba from his intermediate to post-graduation. That discipline he made. Now he is the chief executive of Lakshmi Metal Steel of Pune division. I'm so fortunate to have that kid as my son-in-law, because the only way the children of Sai, they're all live for the Sanatana Dharma. Today, Dharma still living means because of those avatars like Sach Sai, they made people to learn Veda and all these things and the education the way. And next to it, we made our, my younger brother's daughter, she also studied her graduation in Sach Sai Center, Anantapur division. And this is about my back. That's why I'm very well connected with the Baba. And many a times we visited Puttaparthi, and regularly, even today, we make our own prayers and bhajans. But here I'm missing all my people, because, you know, in the industrial belt, we used to meet in the shipyard himself. They gave, management gave us a big room in the big pioneer industry of shipbuilding. In that room, every day, Deeparadhana will go, particularly on Thursday in the lunch hour, half an hour, we all used to gather in the puja room, say Astotram and Harati to Baba. This is how we were continuing many. I'm missing it here after I'm settled down in Dallas for the last 5-6 years. Thank you so much. We wish you, these Kansas such side devotees, all the best. Because of my age, I am also blessing all the devotees from my side. Let Baba shower abundant blessings on all of us to come out this big crisis what we are facing today. That's what we are praying every day. Please continue to pray. Baba will certainly bless us and will come out of the situation. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Jai Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, and thank you so much for your valuable message. Thank you, Sai Ram. Now I think Brother Aryama, Gandikot Aryama, can you please bless our center and give your blessings? Sai Ram.
Sairam, thank you very much for inviting me. My family's been associated with Swami since the late 50s. And, you know, my grandfather was the Rishi of the Sai Gayatri, and my father for the Sai Surya Gayatri and Sai Hiranyagarbha Gayatri. So we've been very fortunate to have been associated with Swami for many, many years, many miracles and interviews. So I'm very, very happy to have been invited to this. I know Parthiva Yaramili too, and I think I know Bharat also. Kyle Das, many of the names that he mentioned were people whom we met during our years there. But it's very nice to see that the center has prospered over the years, and it's now the 28th anniversary, and it's really wonderful because, you know, it's very rare to be close to Bhagavan. I mean, even though there are millions of people around the world who've seen him, everyone has a unique contact. This is an unprecedented avatar that has come to talk to and meet and chat with, you know, millions of people, and whether it is directly in Puttaparthi or indirectly through all over the world, it's a very rare occasion. And service is what Swami says, and the Sai centers are his way of performing that service in whatever little way that we can. So once again, congratulations for all the hard work that you do, and you know, we hope that the center will grow and be of service to the community and the country. Now, I just wanted to say this Sai Gayatri 3 times as a blessing for us all. As I said, this was first revealed to our grandfather, Gandikota Subramanya Shastri Garu, in 1977, Christmas Eve. So this is the Sai Gayatri. Om साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May Bhagavan bless all the members of the Sri Satya Sai Baba Center of Kansas. May Bhagavan Baba bless all of us in these trying times, and may the world come out of this and into prosperity, and may we have the vision of the golden Bhagavan when he comes back. So I hope his blessing extends to us all, and that we all become very happy and healthy, and reach the Lord, because this avatar is unique. He's here to provide moksha. My grandfather used to say that one ray of light from the avatar is sufficient to grant liberation spontaneously right then and there. But we have to also do our duty, and that is to love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. I thank you very much for this honor to be here to talk to you. And once again, Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, brother, it's very nice of you to bless us and all devotees and our Sai Center. Thank you so much. Now we'll continue our video. I think it's working now. So let us test it out. Sai Ram. So are you ready?
Right.
Okay.
Om Sri Sai Ram, invoking the divine blessings of our most beloved Bhagan Baba. Dear fellow devotees from Sai Center of Kansas, United States of America, I'm so glad to felicitate, compliment, and congratulate every one of you on this occasion of 28th anniversary of Sai Center. 28 years is quite a long period. It is quite evident that the center enjoys Bhagavan's divine blessings bounteously, continuously, incessantly till this day. 28 years of satisfactory completion of service to Swami speaks of your commitment and dedicated spirit in serving Bhagavan and the community by and large. I congratulate everybody. I take it a pleasure and a privilege to greet every one of you. Could not visit this Sai Center that had
meeting. I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed. It's the divine will of Swami. We are going to celebrate your 28th anniversary of Kansas Sai Center during Dasara season. It's a divine plan, I think. Goddess Lalita will bless you with health, wealth, and prosperity. May Swami guide you in all the center activities, and he may shower his blessings on you, every one of you. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Sri Bhagavan Sat Sai Baba. My dear brothers and sisters, మీ క్యాన్కా సత్సాయి సెంటర్ 28వ వార్షిక ఉత్సవం జరుపుతున్నందుకు చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. మీరు స్వామి సేవలో తరించినందుకు మా శుభాకాంక్షలు. నా పేరు ఆర్ కొండలరావు. నేను పంచాయతీరాజ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో ఇంజనీరింగ్ చీఫ్గా చేసి తర్వాత 95 అక్టోబర్లో రిటైర్ అయ్యాను. అప్పటి నుంచి గవర్నమెంట్లో అడ్వైజర్గా ఉన్నాను. నాకు స్వామితో మొట్టమొదట 1991లో పరిచయం అయింది.
అప్పుడు పుట్టపర్తికి వాటర్ సప్లై స్కీమ్ చేయడం కోసమని గవర్నమెంట్ ద్వారా నేను వెళ్ళవలసి వచ్చింది మొట్టమొదట. తరువాత స్వామి 94లో ఒక ఇంటర్నేషనల్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్లో ఏమన్నారంటే, ఈ అనంతపూర్ జిల్లా ఇదంతా కూడా చాలా డ్రౌట్ ఏరియా, ఇక్కడ వాటర్ సప్లై లేదు సరిగ్గాను, ఇదంతా చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది ఆయన 1994లో అప్పుడు చెప్పడం జరిగింది. అప్పుడు ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ గారు కూడా ఉన్నారు, ఆయన ఎదురుగుండానే చెప్పారు. అయితే ఏమీ శాంక్షన్ చేయలేదని చెప్పి ఫిబ్రవరి 95లో వారు మొత్తం అనంతపూర్కి ఒక పెద్ద వాటర్ సప్లై స్కీమ్ చేసేద్దాం మొట్టమొదట, తర్వాత రాయలసీమ అంతా కూడా కవర్ చేద్దాం అని చెప్పేసి ఉద్దేశంతో 95లో ఆయన ఒక డిక్లరేషన్ ఇచ్చేశారు. చేసేసి అప్పుడు దానికి ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి, ఎస్టిమేట్ అది ప్రిపేర్ చేయడానికి నాకు ఆ బాధ్యత అప్పగించారు. నేను అప్పుడు ఇంజనీరింగ్ చీఫ్ను కాబట్టి. అప్పటి నుంచి నాకు స్వామితోటి బాగా పరిచయం అవడం అనేటటువంటిది ఎక్కువగా అప్పటి నుంచి మొదలైందనమాట. అయితే మీ క్యాన్సర్ సెంటర్ ఈ 28వ వార్షికోత్సవం జరుగుతోందని ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్పారు. చాలా సంతోషం. మీ ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఇంకా చక్కగా చాలా ఎన్నుకొని శత సంవత్సరాల జరుగుతూ ఉండాలని చెప్పి ఆ స్వామిని వేడుకుంటూ మీకు అందరికీ కూడా శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలపడం జరుగుతోంది. ఇంకా మీరు ఇంకా చక్కగా సేవ చేయాలనే ఉద్దేశంతో నేను చెప్తున్నాను. పైగా మీ ఆ సెంటర్ కూడా ఎంతో పెద్దవాళ్ళు వెంకట్రావు గారు వచ్చారని చెప్పి తెలిసింది నాకు. అలాగే విజుల్ శివప్రసాద్ గారు వచ్చారని తెలిసింది. విశ్వంజీ గారు కూడా వచ్చారు, నరేందర్ రెడ్డి గారు కూడా వచ్చారు. ఇలా పెద్ద పెద్ద వాళ్ళు అందరూ వచ్చారు మీ సెంటర్కి. మీ సెంటర్ ఇంకా చాలా చక్కగా చేసి సేవా కార్యక్రమాలన్నీ కూడా బాగా జరుగుతాయని చెప్పేసి ఆ స్వామి దయ వల్ల ఇంకా బాగా జరుగుతాయని చెప్పి నేను ఆశిస్తూ ఇంకా పూర్తిగా చక్కగా చేస్తారని చెప్పి నేను మా శుభాకాంక్షలు అందిస్తున్నాను. ఈ విషయంలో కొన్ని మీకు స్వామి నాకు చెప్పిన ఉపదేశాలు కానీ లేక వేరే రకంగా చెప్పిన కూడా కొన్ని చెప్తే బాగుంటుంది అనిపించేది. ఆయన ఎప్పుడు ఒకటి అనేవారు, ఆయన ఐ ఆల్వేస్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ ఇన్ ది హార్ట్స్ దట్ రిమైన్ క్లియర్ అండ్ ప్యూర్ అనేవారు. ఆయన ఎప్పుడైనా సరే మన హార్ట్స్ రిమైన్ అండ్ క్లియర్ ప్యూర్గా ఉన్న చోట ఐ విల్ ఆల్వేస్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అనేవారు. తర్వాత మోక్షం అంటే ఏంటంటే మోహక్షయ అని చెప్పారు, విడగొట్టారు. మోక్షకి మోహక్షయ. మోహాలంటే మనం అన్నీ కూడా మన వాంటింగ్స్ అన్నిటికీ డిటాచ్మెంట్ ఉండాలి. డిటాచ్మెంట్ వచ్చినప్పుడే మనకి యాక్చువల్గా మోక్షం జరుగుతుందని. డిటాచ్మెంట్ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండ్ వీ షుడ్ ఆల్ స్పెండ్ అవర్ లైఫ్ ఇన్ సర్వీసెస్ టు ది ఎంటైర్ వరల్డ్ అనేటటువంటి చేస్తే మనకి నిజంగా మోక్షం వస్తుంది అనేవారు. అందులో ఆయన కొన్ని చెప్తూ ఉండేవారండి చక్కగా. యదృష్టి తద్దృష్టి, యద్భావం తద్భావం. అంటే ఆయన చెప్పేది ఏంటి, ది వే వీ థింక్ వరల్డ్ అపియర్స్ లైక్ దట్ ఫర్ అస్ అనేవారు. అలాగే ది వే వీ థింక్ వీ బికమ్ లైక్ దట్. యద్భావం తద్భావతి. మనకి ఏమనుకుంటున్నామో అదే మనకి ఆ రకంగానే చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. ఇవన్నీ అందుకని ఎప్పుడు మన భావాలు మంచి భావాలే, పాజిటివ్గా మంచి భావాలే ఉండాలి. కానీ చెడు భావాలు అనేటువంటి మన మనసులోనే ఉండకూడదు. అప్పుడే మనకి భగవంతుడిని మనం చూడగలుగుతాం. ఆయన చెప్తూ ఉండేవారు, భగవంతుడు అనేవారు ఎక్కడో లేరు, ప్రతి మనిషిలోనూ భగవంతుడు ఉన్నారు, మనలోనే భగవంతుడు ఉన్నాడు. ఆ భగవంతుడిని మనం చూడాలంటే ఇవన్నీ మనం ఈ సద్భావాలు ఉండాలి. ఇవన్నీ చేసినప్పుడే లవ్ సర్వ్ అన్నీ చేసినప్పుడే మనకి భగవంతుడు కనిపిస్తాడు అనేటటువంటి విషయం ఆయన చక్కగా చెప్తూ ఉండేవారండి. అలాగే ఇంకోటి ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆయన చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే యూనిటీ, ప్యూరిటీ అండ్ డివినిటీ అనేది. ఎప్పుడు యూనిటీ లీడ్స్ టు ప్యూరిటీ అండ్ ప్యూరిటీ లీడ్స్ టు డివినిటీ అని. యూనిటీ ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి? మొట్టమొదటి మనలో. అంటే ఇట్ షుడ్ స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ అవర్ థాట్ ఈజ్ అవర్ యూనిటీ, దెన్ వర్డ్ అండ్ డీడ్. మనం పూర్వం చెప్తూ ఉండేవారు మన పురాణాల్లో కూడా, మన వాచ కర్మ అని. అంటే మన మనసులో అనుకున్నదే మనం చెప్పాలి, మనం చెప్పిందే చెయ్యాలి అని. అంతేగాని మనస్సులో వాడికి మంచి జరగాలి అనుకుని వాడికి ద్రోహం చేయడం అది చాలా తప్పు. అందుకని మనస వాచ కర్మ, థాట్ వర్డ్ అండ్ డీడ్, ఈ మూడు కూడా ఒకటే ముందర మనలోనే స్టార్ట్ అయితే యూనిటీ ఆటోమేటికల్లీ అది ప్యూరిటీకి వెళ్ళి ప్యూరిటీ నుంచి మనం అందరం కూడా డివినిటీకి వెళ్తాం అనేటటువంటి చక్కటి సందేశం చెప్పారు. అండ్ మెయిన్గా ముఖ్యంగా మనకి ఆయన చెప్పే గొప్ప ఇదేంటంటే లవ్. ప్రతి వ్యక్తి ప్రేమతత్వం గాడ్, లవ్ ఈజ్ గాడ్ అనేవారు ఆయన. లవ్ ఏ గాడ్. ఇంకా దానికి మించింది లేదు. దేర్ ఈజ్ నో అదర్ థింగ్. లవ్ ఈజ్ గాడ్. ఆ లవ్ను మనం ఖచ్చితంగా అందరి మీద సమానంగా, ఒక మన ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళకని అనుకోకూడదు, ప్రపంచం అంతా మనమే అనుకుని ప్రపంచం మీద ఉన్న అన్ని జీవాల మీద కూడా మనం భక్తి, మన లవ్ మనం చూపించినప్పుడు అది నిజమైనటువంటి లవ్ అవుతుంది. అదే రకంగా అనుకుని మనం సర్వీస్ కూడా చెయ్యాలి అని చెప్తూ ఉండేవారు. ఆయన ఇంకోటి చాలా చక్కటి వర్డ్ చెప్పారు, త్యాగైనేని అమృతత్వం అనాశుహు. అంటే ఏమిటి? త్యాగైనేని అమృతత్వం అనాశుహు అంటే సాక్రిఫైస్ లీడ్స్ టు ఇమ్మోర్టాలిటీ అని చెప్పేవారు. సాక్రిఫైస్ అనేటటువంటి చాలా మంచిది, దట్ లీడ్స్ టు ఇమ్మోర్టాలిటీ అనేటటువంటిది కూడా ఆయన చెప్పడం జరిగేది. అందుకని ఫైనల్గా ఆయన నాకు చెప్పిన ఈ 4 వర్డ్సే నేను ఎప్పుడు గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని, లవ్ ఆల్, సర్వ్ ఆల్, హెల్ప్ ఎవర్, హర్ట్ నెవర్, వర్క్ ఈజ్ వర్షిప్ అండ్ డ్యూటీ ఈజ్ గాడ్ అని చెప్పి 4 ఆయన చెప్పినవే నేను ఎప్పుడు లైఫ్ లాంగ్ బతికున్నంత కాలం ఈ 4 నేను ఫాలో అవ్వాలనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో నేను అనుకున్నాను. నా ఇది కూడా మీ సాయి సెంటర్ వాళ్ళకి నేను చెప్పే కూడా, నా స్వామి మనకు చెప్పినటువంటి ఈ 4 సూత్రాలు మనం ఫాలో అయ్యి మనం చక్కగా అందరికీ సేవ చేసినప్పుడే ఆ సెంటర్ ఇంకా దినదినాభివృద్ధి చేసి ఎంతో బాగా ఉంటుందని నేను అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇన్సిడెంటల్గా ఒక్క విషయం మీకు చెప్దాం అనుకున్నాను. యాక్చువల్గా మా పెద్ద కుమారుడు రామారావు అని, ప్రస్తుతం వాడు న్యూజెర్సీలో ఉన్నాడు, ఆర్ రామారావు. వాడు ఎంఎస్ కొలంబియా యూనివర్సిటీ అక్కడే చేశాడు. కొలంబియా యూనివర్సిటీలో చేసి వాడు ఫస్ట్ ఉద్యోగం సెయింట్ లూయిస్లో 91లో చేశాడు. 91, 92 అది. తర్వాత 93, 94 2 ఏళ్ళు క్యాన్సాస్లోనే చేశాడు. వాడు సెయింట్ లూయిస్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు నేను సెయింట్ లూయిస్ రావడం జరిగింది. అప్పుడే వాడు మాకు క్యాన్సాస్ కూడా చూపించడం జరిగింది. ఆ రకంగా 93, 90 ఆ ప్రాంతంలో ఒక్కసారి 91లో నేను సెయింట్ లూయిస్, క్యాన్సాస్ కూడా అనుకోకుండా రావడం జరిగింది. అన్ని ఆ రకంగా ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మీతో మాట్లాడడం చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. క్యాన్సాస్ అప్పుడు వచ్చిన పాత రోజులన్నీ నాకు జ్ఞాపకం వస్తున్నాయి. అప్పుడు అంతే కాకుండా మా పెద్దవాడికి చాలా కాలం పిల్లలు పుట్టలేదు. అప్పుడు నా భార్య, నేను, మా కోడలు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు పుట్టపర్తి లోపలికి పిలిచినప్పుడు నా భార్య అడిగింది, ఏమండి మాకు ఇలా లేరంటే, అవును నాకు తెలుసును, ఏం పర్వాలేదు, వెళ్ళగానే అమ్మాయి పుడుతుందన్నారు. మా కోడలు బయలుదేరి అమెరికా వెళ్ళిన ఒక నెల రోజులోనే ఆవిడ ప్రెగ్నెంట్ అయింది. మొట్టమొదట మా మనవరాలు క్యాన్సాస్లోనే పుట్టింది. అంచేత మీ క్యాన్సాస్కి మాకు ఎంతో అవినాభావ సంబంధం కూడా ఉందని చెప్పడానికి నేను చాలా సంతోషిస్తున్నాను. కాబట్టి వన్స్ అగైన్ ఐ విష్ all the bhaktas of Kansas Satsai Center to do service to all, and మీకు ఎంతో శుభాకాంక్షలు చెప్తున్నాను. మీరు ఇంకా ఇంకా పైకి రావాలని కోరుకుంటూ ఇంతటితో నేను నా ఇది ముగిస్తున్నాను. విత్ ఆల్ ప్రణామ్స్ టు స్వామి. ఓం సాయిరామ్.
Sairam. I offer my most humble salutations at the lotus feet of my dearest Lord and the Universal Master, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Dear brothers and sisters of Sai family, Sairam to all of you. At the outset, I wish to congratulate all of you, the devotees of Kansas City Sai Center, for celebrating your center's 28th anniversary. 28 years of adoration of Bhagwan through the center activities implies your love for Swami, unity among all of you, commitment and your dedication. Congratulations to all of you for this. To be born as his contemporaries and to be aware that he is God is the greatest gift Swami has bestowed on each one of us. And we need to maximize this greatest opportunity that Swami has given to us. Back in 1989, when I was a student studying in Swami's college, Swami has written a letter from Vrindavan Ashram to the Prashantinilayam students, in which he has declared. It started with a Telugu poem It goes, Raktamu Mamsasalyamula Rasiyu Dehamunu Nenu Kadu. I am not this body which is a bundle of flesh, bones and blood. Subhyaktamu Kani Korikalu Vyarthamanasu Nenu Kadu. I am not this useless mind which is a clump of confused and ill-defined thoughts. Muktiki bandhakariyagu mohapu bhranti nenu kadu. I am not this deluded attachment which is a hurdle for the ultimate abode. Na shakti nannerungagala shashwatudavu paramatma nenuga. I am the Supreme Lord, eternal, and only I know the enormous strength and power of my energy. And none can fathom this. Dear brothers and sisters, Swami does not need a body. He is all pervasive. He is everywhere and he is watching us. He is with us all the time. He is watching us for every deed, action, thought, word and deed, everything that we are involved in. In this context, I am reminded of a bhajan, a beautiful bhajan that is sung regularly. Satya Sanatana Antarayami Sakala Charachara Tumaho Swami Janam Maran Se Paar Karo Bhav Bandhan Se उद्धार करो अर्ज सुनो मेरे परम कृपालु Swami is the truth, Satya, Sanatana, he is eternal. Antaryami, he is all pervasive. Sakala Charachara Tumho Swami, Swami, you are present in every being, animate, inanimate. Janam Maranise Parakaro, Swami, please release us from this cycle of birth and death. Bhava Bandhanise Uddhara Karo, Swami, please liberate us from these worldly attachments. That's the beautiful prayer that we all need to keep on praying Swami for. And liberation is the ultimate goal of this human birth, human life that Swami has given to all of us. And to achieve this, the only path is to be united. Be united as center members, be united with entire humanity. Brotherhood of man is what Swami has been preaching us all along. To be joyful in our lives is the most important thing, right? And how do we get this joy? Swami very beautifully elaborates this. J stands for Jesus, O stands for others, Y stands for you. So that means we need to keep Jesus, God, at the topmost priority, as the topmost priority. O is the world. We need to serve the world selflessly. Why? Why means you. We have to surrender ourselves at His lotus feet. Let us start with these baby steps. I to we to Him. Sai Ram. Thank you.
Sri Sai Ram. My humble pranamams to the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba Varu.
Sai Ram. I am Dr. Venkat Rao from Hyderabad, India. My humble pranams to the lotus feet of Sri Satya Sai Baba Varu. We are happy to participate in the 28th annual celebrations of Sri Satya Sai Center, Kansas City, USA. We are associated with Ramchandra Turga, Srimati Lakshmi Turga and their family member from last 12 years. In 2009, Sri Ramchandra Garu visited Hyderabad and he wanted to buy some decoration items to Swami in Satyasai Center in Kansas City. At that time, I met him first time. Subsequently, he wanted Swami's robe, and we also didn't expect it about his request. But as we prayed to Swami and we are able to get Swami robe in 2012, during the visit of Ramchandra Garu, we gave it to Kansas City Satyasai Center. We also visited in 2016 our Kansas City Satyasai Center, and we participated in a bhajan and in other proceedings also. In this connection, we wish all success and happiness for all the devotees, including the Durga Ramchandra family members, for completing 28 years. And may Swami bless you all and see that the center goes well further in the coming years to come. Sai Ram, thank you very much for giving the opportunity for us to say a few words on this occasion. Thank you.
Om Sri Sai Ram. First of all, I would like to congratulate Sri Ramchandra Garu, Srimati Lakshmi Garu for completing 28 successful years of running Sai Center. This is all only possible with Swami's blessings. They had a very wonderful blessings, I should say. They had a wonderful blessings of Swami. That's why they could able to do and doing a lot of good services to the needy people over there. So, in this happy occasion, I would congratulate Ramchandra Garu, Lakshmi Garu for the wonderful service what they are doing. And I pray Swami to give more strength to run more years, and I would like to see them in Sai service all through their life. I would like to share my small experience with you all. I had an opportunity to come to Kansas City Sai Center in 2011. I had an opportunity to sing a few bhajans there and share my few experiences there. I would like to congratulate and very happy to be a part in this happy occasion, and they have given us the opportunity to say something about Swami, and I thank them, Lakshmi Targa Garu, Ramchandra Garu. మీ ఇద్దరికి మీ ఫ్యామిలీ మొత్తానికి స్వామి ఆశీస్సులు ఎప్పుడూ దండిగా మెండుగా ఉండాలని, మీ ఇంట వెంట జంట స్వామి ఉండాలని మనసారా ప్రార్థిస్తున్నాను. జై సాయిరామ్.
సాయిరామ్. చాలా చాలా సంతోషం. కాన్సాస్ సాయి సెంటర్ 28వ వార్షికోత్సవం సందర్భంగా మన స్వామి కుటుంబాన్ని కాన్సాస్ సాయి సెంటర్ కలపడం ఈ విధంగా చాలా సంతోషం. మాకే చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. కాన్సాస్తో నాకు సంబంధం ఉంది. 2008లో డాక్టర్ కోట చంద్రశేఖర్ గారు నన్ను కాన్సాస్ పిలిచి కచేరీ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళ ఇంట్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు నేను అడిగాను, ఇక్కడ ఎవరైనా సాయి డివోటీస్ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా అంటే, ఇక్కడ లక్ష్మీ తురగా గారని వారి ఇంట్లో భజన సేవ జరుగుతుంటాయి థర్స్డే సండే, మిమ్మల్ని తీసుకెళ్తానని చెప్పి సాయి చీమలకొండ వారి కుటుంబం, శేఖర్ గారు, అలాగే ఆర్టిస్టులు, వయలిన్ ఆర్టిస్టు పూర్ణ ప్రజ్ఞ, మృదంగం ఆర్టిస్టు శివానంద్ గారు, వీళ్ళందరూ కలిసి నన్ను లక్ష్మి గారి ఇంటికి తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఆ విధంగా నాకు పరిచయం అయింది. ఇంకా స్వామికి ఒక కళాకారుడిగా వారి మనస్సులో ఎలా నేను ముద్ర వేసుకున్నాను, నాకు ఆ భాగ్యం ఎలా కలిగింది. యాక్చువల్గా మా ఇంట్లో అయితే ఎవరు స్వామి డివోటీస్ ఎవరు లేరు. అంతేకాకుండా కళాకారుల్లో 99% ఆర్టిస్టులు అందరికీ కూడా కొంచెం ఆ కళతో పాటు ఈగో ఉంటుంది. అందువల్ల నేను దాంట్లో కూడా చాలా లేటుగా స్వామి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళటం జరిగింది. ఆ వెళ్ళటం కూడా పూర్వ జన్మలటువంటి సుకృతం అని అంటూ ఉంటారండి. ఆ పూర్వజన్మ సుకృతాన్ని బట్టి మళ్ళీ కూడా చెప్తున్నాను, మన ఉన్న సాయి డివోటీస్ అందరిలో కూడా 190 మంది వారి ఫ్యామిలీస్ ద్వారా స్వామికి పరిచయం అయిన వాళ్ళే అనుకుంటాను. ఎందుకంటే నా విషయంలో నా వైఫ్ ద్వారానే నేను స్వామి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళడం జరిగింది. నన్ను మొట్టమొదట 98వ సంవత్సరంలో 1998లో దసరా ఉత్సవాలకి స్వామికి ఆర్డెంట్ డివోటీ ఒక 56 ఏళ్ల నుంచి శ్రీ హెచ్ దొరగారు, గవర్నింగ్ బాడీ కౌన్సిల్ డైరెక్టర్, ఇక్కడ సత్యసాయి సేవా ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ కన్వీనర్, వారు నన్ను స్వయంగా నా కచేరీ ఒకటి క్లాసికల్ కచేరీ చూసి తీసుకెళ్ళటం జరిగింది. ఆ విధంగా వెళ్ళానే తప్పితే నాకు ఎంతసేపటికి నా ప్రోగ్రాం చూసి చాలా సంతోషించాలి స్వామి, డెఫినెట్గా సంతోషిస్తారులే, నాది ఎవరికి లేని ఆర్ట్ కదా, ఈలపాట్లో స్వామి భజన్స్ పాడటం అంటే ఎవరు లేరు, నేను ఒక్కడే ఉన్నాను. అలా కొంచెం ఈగోతో ఉన్నటువంటి ఒక విధమైనటువంటి ఆ క్లాసికల్ ఆర్టిస్టులకి అందరికీ ఉండేటువంటి ఒక గర్వం అనుకోండి, దాన్ని ఏదైనానండి. నాకైతే స్వామిది భక్తి కానీ అటువంటిది ఏమీ లేదు. ఆయన మహానుభావుడు, దేవుడు అంటారు, అందరు స్వామి డివోటీస్ అందరు చెప్తుండేవాడు. కానీ నాకెందుకో ఆ విధంగా పడలేదు. ఆయన భజన్స్ పాడతారు, సంగీతం పాడతారని కొంతమంది చెప్తే, ఓహో అలాగా అయితే నేను బాగా పాడతా కదా, నా సంగీతం చూసి ఇంకా బాగా మెచ్చుకుంటారు స్వామి, నాకు బహుమానాలు ఇస్తారు, గొలుసులు ఇస్తారు, ఉంగరాలు ఇస్తారు అని ఎవరెవరో చెప్తే ఆ విధంగా స్వామి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాను తప్పితే ఒక భక్తుడిగా మాత్రం, డివోటీగా మాత్రం నేను ఎప్పుడు కూడా స్వామి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళినటువంటి సందర్భం లేదు. అలా స్వామి, నేను చెప్పాను కదా, ఈ పూర్వజన్మలటువంటి సుకృతం వల్ల మనకిష్టం లేకపోయినా కూడా యోగం అంటారు, అది నా విషయంలో అదే జరిగింది. ఎంతో మంది కూడా ప్రయత్నం చేస్తే కూడా ఆ పుట్టపర్తి ఆ ఊళ్ళోకి కూడా అడుగు పెట్టలేదు, ఎంతో ప్రయత్నం చేసినా కూడా. అటువంటిది నాకు స్వామి నా దగ్గరికి వచ్చి నన్ను తీసుకెళ్ళినట్టుగా భావిస్తున్నాను. ఇంకా అసలు నన్ను ఏ విధంగా స్వామి స్పీచ్ చేశారు, ఏ విధంగా చెప్పారు అంతా అంటే చాలా పెద్ద స్టోరీ ఉంది. అదంతా నేను తప్పకుండా ఈసారి క్యాన్సాస్లో నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మన అందరి భక్తులకు కూడా పంచుకుంటాను. అది చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్గా ఉంటుంది. ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు 3 నిమిషాలు అయ్యేటువంటిది కాదు. ఇంకా చివరిగా నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే, ఒక 2-3 భజన్స్ పాడతాను. దానికి ముందుగా ఇన్ని సంవత్సరాల మరి స్వామికి, ఇప్పుడు నేను స్వామి భజన లేకుండా ఒక కచేరీ కూడా చేయను. ఆ విధంగా ఎలా మారానంటే, నాకేమనిపిస్తుందంటే, ఈ పాస్ట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అంతా, మనం కానీ ఒక 100 రూపాయలు బ్యాంకులో వేస్తే 50 రూపాయలు తీసుకోగలం, లేదా మ్యాక్సిమం అకౌంట్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తే ఆ 100 రూపాయలు డ్రా చేసుకో, లేదా $100 డ్రా చేసుకో. కానీ సాయి బ్యాంకులో నేను తెలుసుకుంది ఏంటంటే, $1 వేస్తే $1,000,00,000 డ్రా చేసుకోవచ్చు. $1 కనుక మనం డిపాజిట్ చేస్తే $1,000,00,000 డ్రా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఆ డ్రా చేయడానికి కూడా నీకు ఓపిక ఉండదు. స్వామి కరుణ అంత అపారంగా ఉంటుందనేటువంటి నమ్మిన వాడిని. ఆ విధంగా నన్ను ఒక రాయిని, ఒక శిల్పం ఎలా చెప్తారో, నేను రాయలేనటువంటి నన్ను స్వామి ప్రతి సందర్భంలో కూడా చెక్కుతూ ఒక పరిపూర్ణమైనటువంటి ఒక కళాకారుడిగా నన్ను తీర్చిదిద్దారని ప్రతిరోజు నమ్ముకుంటున్నాను. ప్రతిరోజు స్వామిని తలుచుకుంటాను. ఇంకా నేను 2-3 భజన్స్ పాడతాను.
సాయిరామ్. కోటి pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sai Baba Varu. I am very happy to talk on the occasion of 28th anniversary celebrations, Sri Sai Baba Center, Kansas. Sairam, Swami తన సంకల్పంతో కోట్లాది మంది భక్తులని తన ఆజ్ఞానుసారముగా తన సంకల్పానుసారముగా తన సంస్థలో చేర్చుకొని వివిధ ఆధ్యాత్మిక సేవా కార్యక్రమాలు మన చేత జరిపిస్తూ వీటన్నిటికి కూడా ఆయన దివ్య శక్తిని కూడా ఎంతో ప్రభావితం చేసేలాగా మనకందరికీ ఆయన దివ్య శక్తిని ప్రకటితం చేశారు. అవన్నీ మనకి తెలిసినవే. స్వామి ఒక చిన్న పద్యం చెప్పి మిగతా స్వామి యొక్క అవతార తత్వంలో మహిమ అనేటటువంటిది చాలా ప్రాధాన్యమైనది. బాబా గారు ప్రారంభంలో తన బాల్యంలోనే చిన్న పిల్లల దగ్గర నుంచి అందరినీ దగ్గర కూర్చోబెట్టుకొని తన చిన్న చిన్న మహిమల ద్వారా వాళ్ళందరికి కూడా ఆధ్యాత్మిక బోధన కూడా ఇవి ఒక మహిమలనే ఒక చాక్లెట్లు వాటి ద్వారా వాళ్ళని తృప్తిపరిచి వాళ్ళకి ఆధ్యాత్మిక బోధ చేసి తర్వాత వాళ్ళని సేవా భావం వైపు నడిపించి విశేషమైనటువంటి సేవా కార్యక్రమాన్ని ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా ఈనాడు అప్పుడు పుట్టపర్తి చిన్న కుగ్రామం, చిన్న బస్సు కూడా ఉండేది కాదు. ఏ మాత్రం ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ లేనటువంటి ఆ పుట్టపర్తి గ్రామంలోకి ఈనాడు ఏరోప్లేన్స్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఎయిర్పోర్ట్ కూడా ఏర్పాటు చేశారని స్వామి అద్భుతమైన సంకల్పం చేస్తూ వస్తున్నారు. అది నాకు మాత్రమే కాదు అందరికీ ఆనందం పంచాలని నేను చాలా మందికి సాయి భక్తులకి ఆ యొక్క స్వామి ఆశీస్సులతో కూడినటువంటి ఆ ఫోటోలు కూడా మనం షేర్ చేసుకోవడం జరిగింది. ఒక చిన్న పద్యంతో ఒక ఈ స్వామికి ఈ సత్సంగాన్ని ఎన్నో ఉన్నాయి చెప్పడానికి ఎంత టైం చాలదు. నీ కంటి చూపులో ఏ శక్తి ఉన్నదో ఆనంద బాష్పాలు జాలువారు నీ మందహాసాన ఏ మహిమ ఉన్నదో పాషాణ హృదయం పరవశించు నీ హస్త స్పర్శలో ఏ చలువ ఉన్నదో తను పులకరించి ధన్యమగును నీ పాదయుగులిలో ఏ బోధ ఉన్నదో ఆత్మతత్వము మాకు అర్థమగును కళ్ళు కావవి ప్రేమ వాకిళ్ళు స్వామి కళ్ళు కావవి ప్రేమ వాకిళ్ళు స్వామి నవ్వు కాదది గులాబీ పువ్వు స్వామి స్పర్శ కాదు దేవుని పరామర్శ స్వామి పాదములు కావు 4 వేదములు స్వామి పాదములు కావు 4 వేదములు స్వామి. భగవాన్ శ్రీ సత్యసాయి బాబా వారి దివ్య ఆశీస్సులతో ఈ రోజున కొన్ని స్వామికి సంబంధించినటువంటి మహిమలు, ఆపదర్శనలు ఇవన్నీ కూడా కొన్ని చెప్పుకోవడం జరిగింది. మరొకసారి ప్రశాంతంగా ఎక్కువ మనం చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినటువంటి భగవాన్ దివ్య పాద పద్మములకు శతకోటి వందనాలు సమర్పించుకుంటూ సాయిరాం.
Om Sri Sai Ram. I want to thank all the devotees of Kansas, and today is a anniversary of the Sai Center, and it's an honor for me to sing. And I want to thank Swami for inspiring the devotees to choose me for this great job. Ram Rahim ko bhajne wale तेरे पुजारी बाबा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, ओ बाबा तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तुम्ही हो गीत, तुम्ही रामायण, तुम्ही हो वेद पुराण, तुम्ही हो गीता, तुम्ही रामायण, तुम्ही हो वेद पुराण, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, एक बार क्षमा कर साई, मेरे बाबा श्री सत्य साई, एक बार क्षमा कर साई, मेरे बाबा श्री सत्य साई, क्षमा मूर्ति साई बाबा, प्रेम मूर्ति सत्य साई, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, ओ बाबा तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तुम्ही हो गीता, तुम्ही रामायण, तुम्ही हो वेद पुराण, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा, तेरा नाम एक सहारा. Om Sri Sai Ram. Today, when I got a message yesterday from Isaac, so I decided to compose one song on the anniversary of Kansas Sai Center. So the song is here for you and the devotees. आज स्थापना दिवस है साई कैंसस सेंटर का, वो आज स्थापना दिवस है साई कैंसस सेंटर का, कृपा तो बरसा दो साई, दान करे तेरे नाम का, आज स्थापना दिवस है साई कैंसस सेंटर का, वो आज स्थापना दिवस है साई तेरे सेंटर का. जब से हमने होश संभाला भजन गा रहे हैं, नाम संकीर्तन गा के तेरा नाम गा रहे हैं, जब से हमने होश संभाला भजन गा रहे हैं, नाम संकीर्तन गा के तेरा नाम गा रहे हैं, साकार किया है सपना तूने साईं भक्तों का, साकार किया है सपना तूने साईं भक्तों का, आज स्थापना दिवस है साईं कैंसस सेंटर का. तेरी याद सताए साईं, तेरी याद सताए साईं, ढूंढे फिर से तुझको, तेरी याद सताए साईं, कहाँ है साईं तू, कहाँ है साईं तू, तेरी याद सताए साईं, कहाँ है साईं तू, कब से ढूंढ रहा हूँ तुमको, आजा फिर से तू, कब से ढूंढ रहा हूँ तुमको, आजा फिर से तू, जय जयकार करेंगे सत्य साईं भगवान का, जय जयकार करेंगे हम सत्य साईं भगवान का, वो आज स्थापना दिवस है साईं कैंसस सेंटर का, आज स्थापना दिवस है साईं कैंसस सेंटर का, गान करेंगे साईं, गान करेंगे साईं तेरे भजनों का, कृपा तुम बरसा दो साईं, गान करें तेरे नाम का, आज स्थापना दिवस है साईं कैंसस सेंटर का, आज स्थापना दिवस है साईं तेरे सेंटर का, वो आज स्थापना दिवस है साईं कैंसस सेंटर का।
Yeah, Sairam, and thank you so much for joining us today. And I think we have some more devotees here who wants to, like, who I'm requesting them to bless our Sai Center. So we'll start with, I think who are there? Miss Greta, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you please give your blessings to our Sai Center?
Yes, as the outgoing regional president of the Satyasai International Organization, I think I lost you.
Yes.
Okay. So you're good. You're good.
Yeah, we are able to hear you. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So what a wonderful celebration you have had today. Here in Region 4 in Kansas, after 28 years, and with so much creativity and devotion to Swami, you brought together such a wonderful program. Speakers from the United States, speakers from India, but you could not tell a difference, whether it was India or the United States or Kansas, because everybody spoke in the language of the heart. In dedication to Sri Satya Sai Baba's teachings and his mission, that we all become aware of our one with divinity. So beautiful, such a great opportunity to be all together with everyone. Thank you very much, and Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Sister Greta. Now we would like, I think Rajesh, Brother Rajesh is here. Ram, our host. I want you to, because he was like with Swami. See, he served Swami as a personal, I think, attendant. So I want him to like speak for a few minutes and give blessings to our Sai centers. Sai Ram.
Yeah, he's there.
Sai Ram, can you hear us? Sairam?
Yeah, we can hear you, Lakshmi Garu.
Yeah, you can hear us. Is it Monica?
Yes, Lakshmi Garu.
Okay, okay. So, let's see, let me. Sairam, I think he has to unmute. Okay, in the meanwhile, we'll ask Dr. Nandakumar Reddy Garu, are you there? Sairam?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Sairam to all of you. My name is Nanda Kumar. I'm from Indianapolis. Usha, Abhi, and I would like to thank you, all members of Kansas Sai Center, in particular Lakshmi Garu and Rao Garu, for extending the invite to be part of the virtually to participate in the 28th anniversary celebrations of Kansas Sai Center. We pray Swami to shower strength and good health to all of you to carry out the center activities for a long time to come. May Swami bless you all and stay blessed. Sairam.
Sairam, thank you so much. For
Lakshmi,
your
I want to say a few words about Nandakumar Garu, Brother Nandakumar Garu.
Okay.
I mean, this Kansas Sai Center was initially started 20 years ago by Usha Reddy and Nandakumar Garu. So, because of them, we after that it has been transitioned to our house. So I just want to introduce Nandakumar Garu. Sorry, I couldn't talk before your talk. So I want all let you know. Thank you so much for giving all of us this opportunity for all Kansas.
Yeah, I was
The
like you
tradition
all.
is continuing. Thank you.
I was like you all beneficiary. I didn't play much role. Usha is the main one. I was just like you all, come and sit within the bhajans, just like you and Lakshmi, Lakshmi Gaur at the time. So I don't need to take any credit out of that. Thank you very much though. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Sairam.
Sairam, thank you so much. I think William Harvey, I think we already listened you like pre-recorded, but if you are there, can you speak for a few minutes? Can you give us your blessings, Dr. Harvey?
Sairam, yes, we pre-recorded one, but I'm happy to be able to join, and it's the feeling that we get is very joyous, and it does signify that Swami is pleased with the intense and sustained efforts that devotees all around the world, but particularly here tonight as we celebrate the Satya Sai Center of Kansas City, been a beacon of joy and love. And there's not much else to say except that we're very, very, very happy. So congratulations to everyone. May all of us continue to be under the fold of the Supreme Lord of the universe. Jai Sai Ram.
Sairam, thank you so much, sir. Now, I think Jayanti Mohan, are you there? Sister Jayanti and Mohan, you want to share? I mean, can you bless us?
1 second. Actually, my husband got another call and he's busy with that
Yeah,
call.
you please talk on behalf of him also for a few minutes, like 2 minutes. Jayanti,
Sure.
yeah, please.
First of all, we really wanted to thank each and every one of you. We are so happy for inviting us for this wonderful, wonderful event. And as everyone mentioned, 28 years is not an easy thing. And I'm also very proud to tell I do know the couple who started this center, Brother Nandakumar and Usha Garu. And I'm so proud to know Brother Ram Rao and Lakshmi Garu. So we really bow down. We started to come to your center from 2005, and years ran away, 15 years now. So we are so blessed to be part of this wonderful event. And of course, for your good heart and hard work, Swami will be keep showering his blessings, Amma. No doubt about it. As somebody mentioned, you'll be hitting the golden jubilee. So let us all gather for that. And not only that, I'm so happy to see all our brothers and sisters. For example, like Kreta Sherman, I met her 1 year ago in October in Columbia, Missouri, and also Mr. Bharat, the guest speaker. And I happened to see them today. And also Uncle William Harvey, I met him in Houston, Texas. So I'm happy to see him. And also Brother Nandakumar, after so many years, I saw him right now. And also Srinivas Garu, from Texas, Houston, Dallas, Texas. And several other devotees. We are really happy to meet each and every one of them through you. So we really bow down to your love and affection, and thank you so much for inviting. And I also want to especially thank all my friends whom I just told them at the last minute they all were able to join, and still some of them are still there at listening to all this wonderful talk. So may you continue to do this service more and more, and may Swami shower his blessings on all of you. And may we all lead a happy and healthy life by his grace. And let us all be shielded by his grace so that nothing can affect any one of us in this world. May he bless all of us and the whole world. Sairam, and thank you.
Sairam, thank you so much, Sister Jayanti. I think Uncle Srinivasan is there. Can you please bless our Sai Center? It's not there. So I think anyone else would like to.
If I may say something, Lakshmi and Rama, thank you so much for doing this. I know I don't.
Shilpaji. Yeah,
Yes,
please.
I want to thank you all for really doing this. Although I don't come very often, your warm vibes are coming to me. And also Nand Kumar, it was so good seeing him after so many years. That's how I started initially. So I want to thank you that you do send me positive energy by your being there. And I wish I can come. I'm currently not in Kansas, but congratulations. Keep up this work, and may God bless you all more and more, and your children and your family and everybody. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sister Shilpaji. Thank you so much for your kind blessings. So is anyone else is there? Mahalakshmi, you want to? Sairam?
Oh, Rajesh.
Rajesh? Sairam?
Sairam Lakshmi Garu and Ramachandra.
Sairam, please go ahead.
Great to be part of this occasion, and we echo the thoughts and prayers of one and all the devotees in Kansas and across the globe. And I'm sure the prayer is common. I'd like to offer this prayer in a very familiar song that we all keep listening to. I'm allowed to actually. Sakudabukula Daivamu Mari Anta Niveka Nive Tanu Nive Manasu Anta Niveka Anu Anuna Ningilona Unna Sadaya Hridaya. This is a prayer which I keep saying always. I think it applies to one and all who are devoted to Swami, and good to be part of this, and wishing you many more years of humble offering and service in Kansas Center. Thank you so much for inviting me, and look forward to joining anytime that you have sessions like this. Thank you, Saira.
Sai Ram, thank you so much. I think we have more Sai student here. Uh, Sanjeev Thakur. Brother Sanjeev, are you there?
Sairam sister. Sairam.
Sai Ram. Please bless our Sai center. Go ahead.
I'm very happy and pleased to join all of you right at Kansas, and all the way. Lord, many congratulations to you from Shimla and Sai devotees here in Himachal Pradesh, and it's a great honor to listen to you all. I'm 93, pass out from Parthi, and Brindavan 91. Srinivas was my room leader there in 1989, and like you all are celebrating here in Kansas, we also in Himachal Pradesh, we are organizing 95 days online bhajan, and it's really a matter of pride that Sai devotees are remembering Sai each and every moment. And on this occasion, I would also like to render small bhajan if you have time.
Yes, yes.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram, mere Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, mere Sai Ram, mere Sai, mere Baba, मेरे प्राणनाथ नाथ साई राम साई श्याम मेरे साई राम तेरे द्वार पे मैं आऊं मुझे शांति दो भगवान तेरे द्वार पे मैं आऊं मुझे शांति दो भगवान शांति दो भगवान मुझे शांति दो भगवान मेरे जीवन में साथ रहो साई नाथ है मेरे साई मेरे बाबा मेरे प्राणनाथ नाथ साई राम मेरे साई राम. I would like to tell you that I have the great honor in acting Shri Baba role in front of Swami, and Swami often used to call me Sai Baba in veranda sitting there. And when our respected warden Sanjay Sari was there, he used to ask him, he used to ask me that Sai Baba, how is the food there in hostel? And then I would tell that Swami, it's very nice, very good. Then he will look towards Sani sir and ask him, tell him rather that आजकल Sai Baba भी झूठ बोलता है. So these are the golden moments for Sai students, and I'm really lucky to have association with you today. And I would like to congratulate you all, especially Lakshmi sister who has given me this great and rare opportunity. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, brother. Thank you so much. So is anyone else wants to bless our center? We have few minutes. I think Sirisha, are you there? Sai Ram. Anyone else? Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Lakshmi, this is
Suresh. Please go ahead, Suresh. Sai Ram.
In fact, I'm really pleased. I felt the last 2.5 hours, I felt I'm in Prashantanviyam, and thank you very much for me to be part of this. It is Swami's blessing, and with the congratulations for this milestone 28. And I would like to see the 50 years also. Thank you once again, and blessings to the Sai Center. Thank you once again.
Sairam, thank you so much. So, is anyone else? Sairam? Okay. I think we are doing like 11 times Mahamrityunjaya Mantram followed by Harti for the well-being of everyone. Sairam. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiv Bandhanan Mrityurmukshiyamamritat. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Sairam, now we'll be doing Harati.
Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Patti Maheshwara. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धव ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयो मेरे स्वामी मरियन्तयो मेरे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी वो साई महादेव सत्य साई महादेव मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारतुलंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय जगदीश हरे साई नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा साई नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा ओम शांति 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 स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यां परिपालयन्तां ज्ञानेन मार्गेण महीमहीसान् गोब्राह्मणेभ्यश्च शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय
परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्ष प्रदानम् बाबा विभूतिम् idamastrayami. Sacred, holy and supreme is Baba's vibhutim, pouring forth in brilliant streams, display of vibhutim. So auspicious is its might, it grants liberation. Baba's vibhutim, its power protects us. Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim, paramam vichitram leela vibhutim, paramartha ishtartha moksha pradhanam Baba vibhutim idamastrayami. Om Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Yeah, looking forward to see you all on Sunday bhajans. Starts at 4:30 till 5:45 p.m. We'll follow the regular schedule. Please do sign up for